Hey guys, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a blush collection. I have a lot of blush along with lipstick and highlights and eyeshadow palettes as well. So let's get started. The first thing that I wanted to talk about were kits, and the first one that I wanted to mention was In the Palm of Your Hand 2, Volume 2. This one has 3 specific blushes, and I like to mix and match all 3, and they're great on their own as well. And it's nice that you get eyeshadow, bronzer, and a whole look with this. And I've already done a review on this, so if you're interested, I will leave a link down below so you can check it out. The next blush palette I have is from e.l.f. This is the lighter version of the blush palette. And I thought a lot of these colors would be too dark for me, and I usually tend to stick to this side of the palette just because I don't really like pink blushes on my skin tone. But this one isn't so bad. Sticking along the e.l.f. lines, this one is an older palette. To me, this is the e.l.f. Total Face palette. It's like really dirty. Specifically has 2 different types of blushes. These 2. And I like with these types of palettes that they have like a bronzer, highlight, and a full look. Not that I like travel super extensively. I mean, I do travel sometimes and I like this for travel, but I also like it just for the convenience when I'm getting ready early in the morning. I don't want to like be thinking, oh, I need this, this, and this. I just want to have one thing that I can grab and be done with it. Now, if I have the time to get ready, it's a different story. But in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, this is what I reach for. Next thing I have are the Too Faced Little Love Flush blushes. Now these I actually got in a holiday special, but it came with a little lip gloss. And I like these sizes of blush because I usually don't use all the blush that I have, so this is nice because I can sample different colors, and then if I like a certain color I can repurchase it, and if I don't need to. This color I haven't used so much. This isn't Crazy in Love. It's kind of too pink for me. One is in Dream Lover. It's kind of like a pale lilac pink. And they say that they're long-lasting 16-hour blushes, and for me they don't really last quite that long. Honestly, like with a lot of Too Faced products, I feel like the main gimmick is the packaging. I've kind of grown accustomed to being a little bit disappointed in Too Faced products, and I just kind of toss them aside. So much to the point where I just don't really purchase Too Faced that much anymore. Not where I'm just gonna like outright be like I hate Too Faced or anything, but it's not a product or a brand that I really reach for too often. Out of all these 3 blushes, I would say this one is my favorite, and this is Baby Love, and it's just kind of like a neutral pink. I feel like this is kind of like my favorite kind of blush on my skin tone. It's like a neutral pink where it's not too bright, and it just looks like a little flush of color. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is cream blushes. I want to know what you guys think of cream blushes, because personally, I cannot figure them out. Every time I wear them, I'm like, this looks really, really bad. And I have a few different types of cream blushes. 1 I kind of like, and then 2 I absolutely can't use. I just can't. So actually, I think I got rid of the one cream blush that I was thinking of. I just despised it so much. I just tossed it. But this is the one that I really don't like. I got this a few months ago in a BoxyCharm. It's the Alouette Face Paint Lip and Cheek. I think it's just because it's too dark for my skin tone, and it's just too liquidy. When you rub it in, it's just really hard to control the consistency and the color, and it just kind of looks blotchy. So and I'd rather just use a powder. It's easier and I don't have to think about it as much, so I usually pass on it. And the next cream blush that I like a little bit better, the NYX Bright Idea, and this is in the shade Rose Petal, and it's nice because it does go on kind of strong, but it's easy to blend away where it just looks kind of like rosy cheeks, so it's not like super crazy. And it's nice with this cream blush, if you set it with powder, it does last a really long time. So it is a little bit more difficult to use, but I do tend to reach for this one more than the Alouette one, which is like never. And another new thing that I wanted to mention isn't necessarily a blush, but it is the Baked Gelato Laura Geller. But on my skin tone, these end up being dark enough to be blushes, which isn't a bad thing. The first color, Peach Glow, really pretty, and I thought that Ballerina would be too dark, but it's just kind of a bronzy shade, so I go lightly with this one, and this one's more of a blush for me. This is a nice option, and I think it would be really pretty on darker skin tones. Going into some drugstore options, I think everyone has these in their collection. It is the Milani Baked Powder blushes. This one is a bright hot pink, but still kind of matte, even though it looks shimmery. And it's called Delicioso Pink. And I got this obviously because everyone recommended it. And it was drugstore price, so it was reasonable, so I could try it out, which is nice. My favorite, and one that I would recommend over the Delicioso Pink, and I think a lot of people would, is the Luminoso. And then this is kind of a rose gold with a little bit of shimmer, so it's kind of a highlight blush combo, and it's just really, really pretty. And with like a gold smoky eye or something, gorgeous. Like, you can't beat it. Next drugstore option, but kind of newer to me, but have become my new favorite, is the Physicians Formula blushes. And the first one I got is the Magic Mosaic, and I thought I would like it because of the matte shades. But to be honest, when I try to like go to the lower side or the higher side, I really can't tell a difference between the colors, so I usually just swirl it around. And all, I think they're long-lasting blushes, and I think they're really pretty. This one's a nice matte kind of pink natural blush, and the butter bronzer or butter blush formulas have like a suntan lotion formula smell, so if you don't like that, that could be a deal breaker for you. But this one is a really light natural pink for me, but it has a little bit of glow, so it's got like that highlighting kind of thing going for it, but really pretty, but light enough for my skin tone, so very nice. And a brand new blush to me that I'm wearing right now, I don't know if you can tell, this is the Studio Makeup Luminous Loose Blush, and I'm not really familiar with Studio Makeup. It's really messy, but I think the coverage is nice, and I think the color is nice as well. It's just kind of like a glowy rose pink, nothing too crazy. And the next ones we have are a stack of little Tarte blushes. These were also from a holiday kit last year. I like these kind of, like I said, I like sample sizes to try different colors, so, and this was really fun to use. Is the shade Genius. This is just kind of a neutral, kind of rosy pink, but it has kind of undertones of brown a little bit. This one's kind of a matte pink rose shade, and it has a little bit more of a Barbie pink kind of. The next shade we have is Royal, and it's a really pretty natural kind of brownish pink blush, and this was one of my favorites from the kit, as you can kind of see. And it's like great for a lot of different looks, which I really like. Next shade we have is Vibrant, and this is kind of a coral orange, but it's a little bit brighter than that. It still has like a pink undertone to it, and this is also one of my favorites. I think it looks really pretty with like a gold or like just anything bright. It's very pretty. Like I said with the Too Faced ones, I don't think these are quite 12 hours long lasting, but I think they do last longer than the Too Faced ones. I will say that. This one is one that I haven't used too much because I'm really scared of like bright red kind of blushes, and that's what this one is. This one is in the shade Pop, and on my cheeks it looks way too red, but maybe on someone else it could be gorgeous. This is from Sarsee Beauty, and it's in the shade Peach Sheen. And honestly, I don't even know why I keep it, but it's such a pretty color. That's why. But it's very, very similar to the Milani Luminoso. Very, very similar. But when I got it sent to me, it was broken. And then just within sitting in my makeup jar or makeup stash stuff, it got shattered again. So I just think it's the formula. It's way too soft. And that's how it applies. Like if you apply it, it can go on really, really thick. So, but I do think it's very pretty, but I would not recommend it because it's very fragile. These blushes I have are the Becca Snapdragon and Becca Flower Child. I think these are really gorgeous natural blushes, and maybe I'm crazy, maybe they're just like regular blushes like everything else, but when I put them on my skin, they're just like really smooth, and they don't like cause any texture, they don't cause anything crazy. I just really enjoyed them, and I really enjoyed them on my skin, and I recommend them to a lot of people. I think personally Snapdragon would be better for darker skin tones, and Flower Child would be better for light skin, but they work for both. So that's my opinion. Yeah. And that completes this blush collection tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely enjoy blushes and talking about them. If you guys have any recommendations on some of your favorite blushes, I would love to hear them. And that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!